Hi, I'm Nick with Modern Sprout in Chicago. If you've ever wanted to grow your own herbs in your home but aren't totally sure how to get started, we've got you covered. We're going to give you our top 3 herbs to have on hand and some really helpful hints so you can successfully grow indoors all year long. There are a few key elements to growing herbs in your home: lighting, water, nutrients, and harvesting. It's really important that herbs get at least 6 hours of direct sunlight a day, and they'll thrive in temps above 55 degrees. The other winter challenge is lighting. For shorter days with low power sun rays, we really recommend using a grow light as supplemental lighting. Herbs are quick to grow and require frequent watering and feeding. If growing in soil, check soil daily. If it's not slightly moist, it's time to water. I also recommend a weekly feeding of nutrients per the instructions once the plants have a couple sets of leaves. At Modern Sprout, we have some really light, nice organic liquid nutrients we use, and so I just feel safer using these around kids and pets. The reality is growing indoors with pots and soil has some major challenges. Waterlogged roots from inadequate draining, soil can dry out quickly, so you really have to stay on top of watering, and pests that come from transplants can cause a real mess. That's why at Modern Sprout we are all about simple, passive hydroponic systems. Our complete kits feature a reservoir and wicking system that deliver the perfect amount of water and nutrients to the plants daily. Getting low, top it off every couple days or every couple weeks depending on the plant type and size. Since we are talking about transplants, I'll add a few notes. They are a nice way to get a head start on gardening. The downside is that most likely that plant grew in another part of the country in a greenhouse climate that doesn't match your home. That's why we love starting from seed. More varieties in a plant that's comfortable in its own home. Plus, no bugs. Those grocery store herbs always have tiny pests in them that end up on all of my other plants. Harvesting your herbs is critical to continued growth in bushing plants. Basil, mint, and many herbs, we snip the main stem right above 2 new baby leaves. Parsley, cilantro, and other things that grow closer to the ground harvest at the base by picking the outside stems, and the new ones will shoot up through the middle. Anytime you see a flower, you want to pick these off. That's the plant trying to go to seed, which is a signal to end its life. Pinching off these flowers will prolong the life of your herbs. Our top 3 herbs for growing indoors are basil, mint, and parsley. Basil is quick and easy to grow from seed. Pair it with tomatoes, toss it in a salad or pastas. It's sweet and refreshing and perfect for loads of dishes. Mint is a vivacious grower. We've had the same mint plant in our house for years. Culinary uses range from smoothies, teas, cocktails, to Mediterranean Thai dishes. In cooking, its flavor can stand up to almost anything and adds depth to the dish. Parsley is another herb with a really long indoor life. It's used in almost every culinary style, a true must-have in your home. Now that you know our top picks, we've got a couple of last hot tips. After you harvest your herbs, store them in the fridge in a cup of water for peak freshness. Do this with fresh green herbs from the grocery store as well, make them last much longer in the fridge. Ever heard of woody stems? You may be thinking, what does that mean? This refers to the base of the herb starting to look brown and get hard. This might not seem like a big issue, but it really means your plant has reached its peak and the flavor will start to deplete over time. You can harvest your whole plant at this time and get started on a new one. Yellowing leaves at the base of your plant can mean that the herbs are getting overwatered. Fear not, trim these leaves and let your pot dry out for a couple days and your plants will bounce back. Now that you've got a leg up on the herb game, it's time to get growing. Visit modsprout.com for info or to shop more of our easy to use home hydroponic kits.